When Lionel Messi turned 11, his world began to shrink under the weight of a diagnosis: growth hormone deficiency. Every night, the little boy had to inject himself in the leg. A painful ritual repeated for 3 long years, all in quiet pursuit of a football dream. His family, living on modest means, couldn't afford the $900 monthly treatment. Major clubs in Argentina, like River Plate and Newell's Old Boys, refused to help. The future of this gifted child seemed to slip away, one day at a time. Just when every door appeared closed, FC Barcelona opened a new path. At age 13, Messi was invited for a trial at La Masia, the club's world-renowned academy. After just one training session, a contract was offered, famously signed on a napkin at a restaurant. The club committed to covering all of Messi's medical expenses. Those painful injections didn't just help Messi reach his final height of 1.70 meters. They became symbols of his persistence and unwavering faith. They marked the beginning of a journey that would turn a tiny boy into one of football's greatest legends. Back then, fresh off his hormone treatments, Messi's rise at La Masia was nothing short of meteoric. In the 2002-2003 season, he played for Cadete A alongside future stars like Gerard Piqué and Cesc Fabregas. Together, they won every youth tournament they entered. Messi scored 36 goals in just 30 matches, often dancing past 3 or 4 defenders before slotting the ball home from impossible angles. His progression was so rapid that even Barcelona's first-team coaches took notice. In 2003, at just 16 years old, Messi made his unofficial debut in a friendly against Porto. The game was held in Portugal. Messi came off the bench, long hair brushing his shoulders, a face still full of youth. It was his first time wearing the senior jersey. It took almost 2 more years before he scored his first official goal for the first team. On May 1, 2005, at Camp Nou against Albacete, Messi replaced Samuel Eto'o in the 87th minute. Minutes later, he broke the offside trap and chipped the keeper after a brilliant pass from Ronaldinho, but the goal was disallowed. Moments later, the same play happened again. Ronaldinho with the through ball, Messi breaking free. And this time, the goal counted. At just 17 years and 10 months, he became the youngest goal scorer in Barcelona's La Liga history. What truly sets Messi apart is how universally respected he is. Across 2 decades at the top, facing countless rivals and larger-than-life personalities, Messi has rarely been involved in conflicts or controversies. Pepe was known for his brutal tackles. Materazzi had the tricks to provoke even Zidane. But with Messi, there was nothing. Ramos, Chiellini, or any of the toughest defenders, they all focused on football when facing him. Maybe it's because Messi never bothered with anything outside the game. He just wanted to play. Those who faced him all said the same thing. He played clean, he played fair, and he never brought unnecessary tension to the pitch, in a world where tempers often flare. The simplicity with which he approaches the game makes people feel at ease. Not everyone has to love Messi, but very few can bring themselves to hate him. People often speak of Messi as a legend, but to truly understand his story, you must begin with a single word: debt. A debt of love and loyalty, paid in full to both club and country. Messi was a true king who rewrote the history of FC Barcelona with 672 goals. Every time the ball rolled at his feet inside Camp Nou, it felt like we were witnessing a kind of football that belonged to another realm. Pep Guardiola once said, "Messi is not a player from this planet." And it wasn't just Pep. Millions of Barcelona fans believed it too, because they had seen it with their own eyes. Those mesmerizing solo runs from midfield, the hypnotic dribbles, the impossible goals made possible. Messi didn't just play football, he enchanted it. But the glory at Barcelona was only half the tale. The other half belonged to Argentina, a country that once labeled him a runaway, a boy who left Rosario at 13 and grew up under Catalan skies. Every time he returned, he carried the weight of a nation desperate for a second coming of Maradona. The heartbreaks were brutal. The loss in the 2014 World Cup final. 2 more crushing defeats in Copa America finals. By 2016, broken and in tears, Messi announced his international retirement. The criticism was relentless. But he came back, not for the glory, simply because, in his own words, "I still owe this jersey." And in time, God repaid that debt for him. In 2021, Messi lifted the Copa America at the Maracana, laughing like a kid tasting glory for the very first time in albiceleste colors. He whispered to the world, "I've dreamed of this for so long. I knew God would let it happen at the right moment." But there was still one last gift left. Qatar, World Cup 2022. That journey wasn't just a tournament, it was a final ascension. Messi didn't just score and assist, he led, he inspired, he ignited a young and fearless Argentina. In the final against France, the world held its breath, then erupted. Messi had finally done it. He touched the golden trophy, a prize Argentina had chased for 36 long years since Maradona's era. And in that moment, under the lights of Lusail Stadium, it felt like both Qatar and Argentina bowed at the feet of a living football deity. People may forever debate the GOAT, but to the people of Argentina, Messi had settled every score. He paid every debt, to his roots, to his flag, to his people. It ended the only way it ever could, with an immortal image, Lionel Messi, the humble king who turned a football into magic for nearly 2 decades. They say America is the land where dreams come true. But it wasn't until Messi landed in Florida in the summer of 2023 that American soccer finally touched its own dream, the dream called Messi Mania. To bring him in, Inter Miami had to break barriers, enormous wages, unprecedented terms, and an even bigger promise, not just to sign a footballer, but to welcome a living icon, a missionary, a man who could finally lift Major League Soccer out of the shadows of football and basketball. And just look at the numbers. Messi's number 10 jersey broke every record, becoming the best-selling shirt in MLS history, even outselling NBA superstars. By early 2025, Sportico valued Inter Miami at $1.19 billion, transforming what once was an afterthought into a global brand. But Messi didn't come to the US to just sell shirts or shoot Super Bowl ads. He brought with him the same magic that's defined his name for over 20 years. In his very first season, he announced his arrival with a stunning last-minute goal, lifting Inter Miami from bottom dwellers to Leagues Cup champions, the club's very first title. In year 2, he guided the team to a record 74 points and became the all-time top scorer in club history, all in just over 60 matches. Every game Messi plays in America is now a celebration. Stadiums filled with Hollywood stars, fans from every corner of the world. He turned US soccer fields into grand stages, reminding everyone MLS is no longer a retirement league. It's a land of possibilities where new legends can be born. Inter Miami is no longer the underdog that crumbles on long-away trips. They've marched proudly into the semi-finals of the CONCACAF Champions Cup, standing toe-to-toe with giants from Mexico and Canada. They've held their ground on the world stage at the 2025 FIFA Club World Cup, becoming a symbol of the American dream rising to global heights. And at the heart of it all is still one man, Lionel Messi. Silently carrying a squad once labeled as past their prime, Messi has transformed a team built for entertainment into a fearless contender, ready to challenge Porto, Palmeiras, and soon Paris Saint-Germain. Under the brightest lights football has to offer. In the blink of an eye, we're seeing him again, under the floodlights of yet another grand tournament. This time, it's the FIFA Club World Cup 2025, the biggest club competition on earth. And it just might be the final test to see if, at 38, Messi can still weave the magic one more time. Inter Miami, once a team defined by MLS routines and often dismissed for lacking elite pedigree, now walks among giants. And thanks to Messi, they've earned their place. After facing Porto, after battling Palmeiras, next comes PSG, the very club that once welcomed him to Paris, and 2 years later, watched him sail back to the Florida shores. This year's group stage at the Club World Cup tells a clear story. Messi may have slowed down, but the magic in his feet, still there, the fire in his heart, still burning. In just 3 group matches, he made his mark. He didn't score against Al Ahly. But then came Porto. And in the 54th minute, with the world holding its breath, Messi stood over the ball. One swing of his left foot, one perfect curve into the Atlanta night sky. A goal that not only sealed 3 priceless points, but also etched his name into Inter Miami's history books with his 50th strike, becoming the club's all-time top scorer. Now, destiny has drawn the next chapter. Waiting on the horizon is Paris Saint-Germain. Not just any opponent, but a club that once carried his name on its back. Today, PSG stands as European royalty. But Messi? Whether it's Barcelona, Paris, or Miami, he remains the soul of every team daring to dream. Critics may argue that MLS, or the CONCACAF Champions Cup, aren't true measures of whether Messi's ready for another World Cup. But the Club World Cup, that's different. Expanded to 32 teams for the first time, featuring the likes of Real Madrid, PSG, and Manchester City, it's the ultimate proving ground for a 38-year-old legend. And beyond all of this, Messi's eyes are already looking further ahead, not just at Inter Miami, not just at this tournament, but at the horizon, the 2026 World Cup. One last chance to write the final chapter of a story that's spanned over 2 decades of Ballon d'Or and golden dreams. Much like Cristiano Ronaldo once used the Nations League to prove that age 40 was just a number, Messi is using the Club World Cup to send the world a message. As long as he's still playing, Argentina still has a reason to dream of another final night. Messi, the child of destiny, is still here, and he's ready to bring magic to the world. One more time,